Howdy, guys. It's time for Trans Am Week Day 2 with the GN-002. It's actually 002. I can't read. Gundam Dynamis Trans Am mode. So basically, we're going to be going through Gundam to Gundam this week. And we start out now with the Sniper Gundam himself. Now, it's been quite some time since we looked at the original Dynamis. So there's that. Now, of course, we have looked at the MG Dynamis prior to this, but due to YouTube time travel, I don't have that built yet. So there won't be a comparison. Sorry to ruin your day. And no, I did not order the MG Trans Am version of the thing. Sorry to burst your bubbles. But that's, of course, all Trans Am. Or that's all, of course, time travel talk, because who knows by the time this comes out. But either way, you have fantastic artwork here of the Dynamis, all glowy and pink and red and stuff, like because he's in Trans Am and things. And it is pretty sweet. It's got a big old beam happening over here, and the bright green glow we discussed last time. And I don't think I ever noticed that Dynamis has blue eyes. Interesting. And, of course, you got the cool red glowy letters. I appreciate that. Looks awesome. Anybody else kind of want to call it Dynames? Not just the only weirdo. Okay, so Bandai 2009 down there in the corner. Bandai logo over here. Illustrated by Io Takuya. And you've got Trans Am Modo. And it comes with the sticker sheet there. So you can see all the sparkly goodness. You can see how cool he looks there. And then just, you know, Gundam. And you got the GN Snipper Whiffle. And it looks cool. The things move up and down. The wrist can go and then little pink bipod for some reason. And then the wings can sort of move. I think that's what it's talking about there. I don't know what it's talking about. GN Full Shield, which means it's got a cloak. It's pretty cool. Mode change. He goes from hiding behind himself to I'm going to be out in the open. And then there's your hips can move around and leg can do the daily hoos. And then you got some new clear parts right there. Yay for Dynamis. Looks cool. Look at the box. It's awesome. Number 32 in the line. I like they put all the stuff over here, so they had to put 32 over there. It's kind of funny. And then, of course, you got the read up on it right there. So the GN-002, 18.2 meters tall, 59.1 tons. All of the GN weaponry. There's beam sabers and Vulcans and all kinds of stuff, missiles. And then there's the read up right there. I'm trying to remember. I know you used Trans Am a couple times. So it's a good old original Lacon Stratus. Lyle Delandi. Was he Lyle or Neil? No, I don't remember. I think Neil was... I think Lyle was Lacon 2. Neil was the older one. And then you got snipers are not good for 3-year-olds. And, of course, all the stuff over here. All your warnings of the different plastics. It actually has quite a few plastics in there. It'll have toilet and 1,200 yen. So the earlier Gundams in this series were fairly affordable, even in Trans Am mode. Look at that. That's a good-looking box. Now, Dynamis, I believe, was actually the very first Trans Am kit I picked up, and that's what kind of kicked things off. So I picked it up and then started going from there into some of the ones we'll look later at in the series. And of course, if you were my patrons, you got to see most of these Trans Am kits when they came in. So if you guys are interested in being a patroneer and seeing stuff a little bit early, like months before anybody else even knew I had the kits, like you guys now only just now finding out I have the kits. Either way, so think about that next time you say, no, I'm not going to support your Patreon. Anyways, we're going to move on to the sniper guy. It's turntable time. Now, I'm going to say one thing about this before I get going. It has kind of a... I don't think I ever realized it. He does actually have a bit of... a little bit of kind of dust scythe going on. Maybe it's just the way the cloak wraps around and stuff like that. But let's click on the turntable. So, full disclosure, with a lot of these first edition Gundams here... By first edition, you know, I mean the first series Gundams... I did a lot of the paintwork when I first built them, like back in the day. So these guys, I really didn't. Like I did a little bit on Exia, but this guy, not so much. Though I did do the things that I always appreciate doing, and that is painting like the GN drives and stuff. But some of the stuff that I painted, or that you would have to paint, comes in sticker form, a lot like what happened with Exia. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-lose situation. So some things are better, some things are worse. You can see the gold paint on the booty right there. And it's been a while, and I kind of forgot just how fiddly this the Sniper Gundam can be. So let's take a closer look at him. Okay, so here he is in his full cloak mode, which honestly just looks awesome in this reddish color. Now, mind you, it's basically the same red that Exia is when the blue, but this is green. So I don't know. I don't know what you want. What do you want around here? Now, of course, just pointing out the details on the back of the arms here. So they have the same rubber kind of bits that go through on all of these first run Gundams, and they are red on this. I kind of neglected to point that out on Exia, but it does sort of have it like right there. And you see the gold painted here on the GN Vernier. I like doing that. It looks better. They were the orange color like everything else that's supposed to be yellow, like up here on the V-fin and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the wings, hopefully. I'm going to kick those up, rotate it out. They're stiff, I will say that. Well, that one is at least. And then you do have the reveal of the Gundam itself on the inside. Like I said, all the orange parts here. So you got the nice chest vents that are orange. The V-fin is orange. The little antenna, GN antenna vents there are also orange. I do like it. Once again, it's a fantastic finish. You know, I like the gloss injection. Now, of course, being a metallic color and stuff like that, you do get the like swirly bits, but you know, it is what it is. I'll go ahead and remove the gun. I leave it on there just because it looks awesome. I'm trying to remember. Okay, vertical. Pull it out upward. So there's one little thing you'll get to see ahead of time. I mean, realistically, he doesn't come with a lot. So, but it's been a while since we looked at Dynamis, so let's go ahead and go over it. So on the head there, you do get some nice green eyes and a little green camera sticker up in the forehead. And if you want to, you can... Let's see if I can remember. Oh, okay, it was already down. So that's sniping mode where it drops down. It's not significant, but it does do it. And then the sides of the head are all solid, so no clear bits there. And honestly, he can't really move his head around too much. He could turn, but he's probably going to lose it if I push it too far. And he doesn't have the polycap material neck. He's got a solid neck part there, so that's pretty good. But he can, you know, do the things he needs to do. And then just looking at the chest really quick, these are all stickers. These are all stickers. So you got a nice metallic sticker all wrapped around here. You got it right there. You can sort of see it wrinkled up around the edge there. And then down here, and then underneath the arm, you got the little red bit there. So that's all stickers. And if you feel like painting all that weird metallic-y, pink, purpley stuff, by all means, go for it. I wasn't gonna. I did the stickers. Now the shoulders, he does have the nice butterfly joint there, so that's good. He does rotate at the shoulders. At some point, one of these things is more than likely going to pop off, so just be wary of that. And you can go up to about there without any hindrance. And then if you don't have these parts in the way, I told you that was going to happen. I know it knocked it off, I don't care. You can extend the arm all the way out, and using bicep rotation and a little bit of that, you got some high lock on. And yes, I'm actually showing off the extra articulation in the wrist. So single jointed elbow, just barely better than 90. There's that nice plastic bit there. I like how it disappears inside the elbow. It's not even moving. It's just the elbow is moving around it. I like that. And then you got the little plug in the arm here for where the gun plugs. And then wrist is wristy things. And then he does rotate. It's super tight. Because one thing about this is it's not a polycap joint. I'm going to snap that wrist off if I keep trying to turn it that way. So I'm going to turn it all the way the other way. I actually had to kind of widen the hole to get it in there in the first place. So that wrist and probably the other one are severely tight. No torso articulation. These guys didn't believe much in that. But you do get a little bit of rocker down at the hip joint. And you get rotation. Mostly unencumbered. I don't even think he's really hitting the side skirts. So that's a good thing. Going back up to the shoulders real quick, I did miss this point. So the cloak does pull in and out, and you can wrap it around the back like so if you are inclined. And then this is just plugged into there. But if you want to go with like the basic form, you kind of do that number or like that. And so this is what he looked like originally before he got the full cloak. The full cloak came later, but for now I'm just going to remove it to make my life slightly easier. Do the same thing on the other side. And like I said, it does move, it does pivot and all that stuff like that, but I got tired of fighting it, if I'm honest. So kind of interested at this point because, once again, time travel, to see how that functions on the MG. Sure, significantly better. So down to the crotch, you got the separate crotch skirts, and then you have the leg that can kick forward. You don't just have the normal T-mounted ball joints there, so it can only go to about there for a good chorus line. And then you get the double knee bendo. Double knee bendo. So he's got a very thick center knee section there, so it only comes out to here. Now you do see these wraparound purpley sparkly stickers here on the knee. That was painted in the normal version. And then same thing here on the kneecaps. You got that right there. Oh, and I skipped the thigh sparkles. Sparkly thighs. Gotta love that. And sparkly shins. Very good. Very, very good. And you do get the hinged ankle, though it doesn't go anywhere because of the back. And then ball joint down there. No kind of knee point. And then you've got some much better secured foot guards over, like Exia. And then I've kind of passed it over, but on the back, these are kind of just, not really a ball joint mount, or maybe it is, and they're just sunk in there a little. So these move around a bit and are kind of reflective. You can see that there. Got a big old butt. So the thing about that, about the Dynamis and stuff like that, and even Cherubim, they have just a big old butt. Very insect-like when it comes to that. And his beam sabers are stored back here. Those are entirely jammed in there and will not be removed, because I don't think I'd get him out without a pry tool, if I'm totally honest with you guys. So, set him down. Bend the knees just a little. See right there, Exio would have lost his ankle guards. And we'll look at his rifle, because that's the only other accessory he has. By the way, oh sorry, I forgot it. The left expressive open hand, like you do. I can't put it on, so that doesn't matter. And we'll talk rifle. Got the nice big GN sniper rifle. If he came with a sticker for that, I must have missed it, to be totally honest. I think if it had it, I forgot to put it on. Let's look. Literally still filming. So, yes, this is me mid-review remembering to put a sticker on. I got so in deep with doing everything else, I can't believe I missed that. So, yeah, there's his scope sticker finally put back on. And this is kind of what I'm talking about with all of these guys, that inside their GN condenser should be like a bright green thing. But it's just a GN rifle. Looks good. He does have the folded bipod on here, though if you want, you can use the completely unpainted version. I don't know why they didn't include this on the same runner with the rest of it. So if you want to get him in a prone sniping position, you can. It is doable. I'm not going to do it. If you really want to see it, I believe you can go back to my original Dynamis review and check it out for yourself. And you see here, he just holds that and then just lightly plugs into the arm. And then just looks all beautiful and stuff. Which way does that go? Oh yeah, that way. Okay. I had to look at it. I'm like, I don't remember which way these go now. So we'll put him all together here. Leave the little back parts off for the moment. And we will do a comparison. To the OG. Now, I will say, these older ones that have been around in my collection for a while are a bit loose, especially the Cloak. I mean, look how loose that is. That's a little ridiculous. And it's not in its locked position, but I don't know that that's going to make a big bit of difference. So you guys can see how deep the recolor goes. The only thing really kind of lacking is the red on the V-fin just not being there. And then the other like darker gray details that I painted all over the place. And this one I have the wings kind of folded back and in. I don't know that that's an actual configuration you can do. It's just something I did. But I think if you do this number like this, you can have the cloak kind of closed and him shooting out from it. Kind of like that number. Well, let's see here. I know he can do it. I just don't know that I ever have done it. So you can have him doing that kind of out through the cloak. So that's cool. I do digs it. But yeah, the old one is more or less coming apart. And I did have to paint all that stuff on the old one too, if I remember correctly. I believe the chest was all... Yeah, the chest was all one color, and I had to paint all of that other stuff down there that's like gray and whatnot. But I digs it. So let's pull the old boy out. And we'll bring in the previous Trans Am entry. So with our Exia that we saw, you can see all the colors are essentially the same. Even though the fact that he's green, he's blue, they turn the same shade of red. So it is what it is. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother comparing to anything else right now, because basically after this point, we're just going to be comparing to the original Gundams and then the other Trans MCs. So take a quick break, come right back. Alright, so I was playing around with it a little bit differently here and folded things up a little bit better. I don't know that that's how it's supposed to be, but it's how it looks. Let me look real quick. Kind of? It's like sort of how it's supposed to look. Oh no, it's supposed to fold outward. Hold on. Let's look at this instead of inward. I think I had it right the first time. Let's fix this. Sorry, I'm gonna play with it, but basically, I do dig this. I digs it a lot. Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to be right there, like a door opening. Got it. I had it going inward instead of outward. I don't care. But look, that's that. So now he can snipe. He can snipe people right over there. Yeah, I don't know what that accent is either. Why do I bother doing things? Either way. So Trans Am Dynamis looks neat. Is pretty cool. I assume that the MG will be very, very similar in all aspects, if I'm honest. But probably a little bit cooler in the fact you can probably throw an LED in it and make it look sweet. My only worries about it is that, once again, like the other Trans Am stuff, you don't get things that should look the way they should. So like bright green stuff for GN drives, GN condensers. Can't really paint a lot of the details on. I guess I could add some of the gray if I really wanted to, because once again, like things like the frame that are not infused with GN particles don't change color. But then again, most of the armor and everything does. So if you wanted to paint dark gray parts on stuff like that, it would have to change color, or you just suspend your disbelief and just make it look a little bit cooler. So if you wanted to paint things gray, like the bits back here on the GN drive and little parts and little dots all over the armor, stuff like that, the shield, the cloak, whatever you want to call it, the GN shield, the cloak, I'm calling it a shield cloak. Why am I saying cloak like that? Because I can. Either way, so Lock-On was one of my favorite characters. Dynamis is not my favorite of his suits, but it's definitely a cool one. And now that I've got it in Trans Am, yay. I dig the color, stuff like that, and I like the reflectivity of it, if I'm honest. Whereas most Gundam kits tend to be a little bit on the semi-gloss to glossy side. Having something that's like a full gloss metallic pearl color is pretty sweet, if I'm honest. So, guys, big old thumbs up. And then do the subscribe button. Do the Patreon. Please do the Patreon and come help out the channel. I'm going to make it a dance. Do the Patreon. Ding, 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 ding. You only have to do it once a month. And of course, if you want to check out the Trans Am gear that's available only for this week, by all means, check out the Shoki store. Link is in the description down below, where you can get all of your 00CTOBER past and current gear. You can't buy future gear there because, well, it doesn't exist yet. Haven't learned to time travel that much. Either way, so go ahead and grab out the Trans Am Week stuff if you really want to, because I think it looks cool, and Thomas Rice did a good job creating those logos. So I will check you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, if Trans Am isn't solving all of your problems, you're not using enough of it. Yep. Trans Am!